How's it going, everyone? Want to go over a lot of PlayStation game news and updates. SpiderMan 2 has a bit of an update as far as whether or not we are going to be getting a game demo for the title. After the success of the Final Fantasy 16 demo, a lot of talk about upcoming games getting more demos because FF16's demo did a masterful job in promoting that game to a newer audience, so we'll talk about that. Assassin's Creed Mirage gets an update that actually has me incredibly optimistic about the game being something that I'll really enjoy. We'll talk about that, and a bit of an update on Final Fantasy 16, which we just mentioned a second ago, but a minor update on that. We'll talk that at the end of this video. But first of all, Spider-Man 2, as far as a game demo goes, Insomniac Games did tweet out that there are no plans for a demo at this stage, so that's a little bit unfortunate. However, unlike Final Fantasy 16, and Square Enix does a pretty good job in offering demos for the majority of their titles. Like, if I remember correctly, Final Fantasy 7 Remake got a demo, Forspoken got a demo, and now Final Fantasy 16 got a demo as well. They do consistently drop demos, but also take into account that Final Fantasy 16 is a bit of a step in a different direction for Final Fantasy as a whole, and Final Fantasy with every iteration. They tend to be quite a bit different from one another. Final Fantasy 16 very much so than a lot of the other Final Fantasy games, being a faster-paced action RPG rather than, you know, turn-based or anything like that. Spider-Man 2 is really just following up with the successes of Spider-Man and Spider-Man Miles Morales. So do you really need a demo to sell people on a game that's a direct follow-up to Spider-Man 2018? Probably not. Like, people like Spider-Man 2018 quite a bit. People bought that game in droves and it did very well from a commercial standpoint. People will probably end up buying Spider-Man 2. Now, I do think it should be something that's a little bit regular to have a demo for a lot of games, and especially with Spider-Man 2 being a first-party game, I would offer to you, why not at least offer some sort of, 30, 45-minute, an hour-long trial for PlayStation Plus Premium subscribers? I think that could entice a lot of people to sign up for PlayStation Plus Premium, drop that trial 48 hours before the game comes out. And I think people would be immensely excited by something like that, and that would at least get them to sign up to PlayStation Plus Premium, and then you can literally get people that, are signed up for that service and then end up keeping that service. I do get it that, me saying this is kind of messed up, but literally there would be people that would forget to cancel their subscription and just have a subscription rolling for months and months. That happens pretty regularly, and I just think from a business standpoint, it would be an advantageous thing to do. Now, obviously, I would be telling you guys to make sure to cancel your memberships and whatnot if you did sign up for a trial in that hypothetical scenario. It's just something I'm so bewildered by why Sony doesn't do it. Just offering a 30-minute, hour-long demo or a trial for one of these games before they come out, and push PlayStation Plus subscriptions with that as well. Do you really think people playing 30 minutes to an hour of Spider-Man 2 is going to hamper their desire to buy the game? No, not at all. So that's just something I would do. But as far as a demo like Final Fantasy 16, which Final Fantasy 16 had, for a demo, a relatively lengthy demo as well. So, I doubt we're going to get something like that, but that is a little bit of a bummer, but we'll see if that does change. I highly doubt it will. What I do see happening is maybe 3 months after the release of Spider-Man 2, okay, then they'll drop a 2-hour trial on PlayStation Plus Premium, much like they did with God of War Ragnarok. We see that happen pretty regularly. Hey, it just happened with Hogwarts Legacy as well. A 45-minute game trial, baby. But at this point, it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Alright, moving on from that, Assassin's Creed Mirage's map size is roughly the same as Assassin's Creed Revelations and Assassin's Creed Unity. Speaking to the developers during Summer Game Fest, Easy Allies asked how big the Assassin's Creed Mirage map is, and the developer confirmed it'll be roughly the same size as AC Revelations and AC Unity. That is something that is incredibly exciting to me. Now, I do have to think about this in a couple of different areas. First of all, for me, exactly what I want. I've said this over and over again, seemingly for years. Valhalla, Odyssey, Origins, all of those games for $59.99, you are really getting your money's worth as far as how much content is in those games. For me, my personal taste, those games, way too bloated. I have to spend way too much time in those games. I don't want to do all that content. I don't want to go buy a double XP boost just so I can go through the main story faster. Like, it's just not my style of Assassin's Creed anymore. And if Assassin's Creed Mirage is going to be a step backwards, back to the style of Assassin's Creed that I loved from, 2014, 2015, and prior to that, that'll be something that's incredibly compelling to me and something I'd be interested in. Now, I am fascinated by the fact that Assassin's Creed Mirage, for whatever reason, does have a $50 price tag. Is that $50 representative of the fact that this is a game that's harkening back to the older Assassin's Creed games, and the older Assassin's Creed games were shorter games compared to the newer Assassin's Creed games, but for me, they were perfectly length? Is that why the price is dialing back a little bit with Assassin's Creed Mirage? I don't know. There is a deluxe edition with like a bonus mission that I believe is $59.99. It's just that there's a reason a game is priced at $49.99 versus $59.99 or $70. And typically, an Assassin's Creed game would be at a top tier price point, but Mirage being at $50, I just do want to know like why that is. Obviously, it's a different style of Assassin's Creed, but it is parlaying from Valhalla, and it is also being done by a studio that acts as more of a support studio usually. So I'm just interested to see how this game is ultimately going to turn out, how it's going to be received. The only issue with AC Mirage is, man, that October release window, even going into September, just absolutely stacked with big game releases, so it's gonna be an issue of some games might get a little bit lost in the shuffle. Assassin's Creed's got enough name value where I don't think it's gonna hurt it too much, but just October, you've got Lords of the Fallen, Alan Wake 2, SpiderMan 2, and then Assassin's Creed Mirage as well. That's off the top of my head. September, you've got Starfield, Lies of P, and all those other games, and that's just off the top of my head again. So yeah, Mirage is something I'm going to be cautiously optimistic for. It seems to be an Assassin's Creed game that's going to be more up my alley, and, Assassin's Creed, a decade ago, one of my favorite franchises in all of gaming. A decade ago is when one of my favorite games in the entire franchise, and hell, one of my favorite open world games ever in Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag came out. I love that game, and I got that game launch day with my PlayStation 4, and outside of playing Killzone Shadowfall for a while, just to see that game from a technical standpoint, AC4 was the game that I was most immersed into on my PS4 day one, so I want to go back to the days of Assassin's Creed like that, and I think there's a world where you can do the Assassin's Creed style of games that are bigger, that are a bit more bloated, that have a lot more content, but why not do smaller scale titles like this? And probably these smaller scale games, you can do them a little bit more consistently as well. And hey, for Ubisoft, that's going to mean more revenue for them. So I just think that makes all the sense in the world, but we'll see if that does ultimately come to happen. Lastly, I do want to note that Final Fantasy XVI, even though Square Enix had noted that it won't have a day one update, it will in fact have a day one update fixing some minor performance issues. It's going to be about 300 megabytes and include some minor fixes, technical issues, things like that will be all adjusted. Expect a sizable download and install for the game, as preloads will go live tomorrow. So if you're looking to play this game, right away on Thursday, if you're looking to jump into this game on midnight, or you're looking to get home from work and start playing the game, make sure you preload the game, because you don't want to get home and be like, oh, you got a sizable download and install waiting for you as well. So jump on that as soon as possible, and you will have a day one update, only 300 megabytes as far as that's concerned. But that's going to do it for me. SpiderMan 2, at this point, no PS5 demo, no PlayStation Plus premium trial at launch, I would imagine. Probably sometime after launch that'll be happening. Assassin's Creed Mirage Map Size, roughly the same as AC Revelation or AC Unity, and then Final Fantasy 16 will be having a day one update. That'll do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.